Okay, hello. So you've retired. What now? You've probably been working all your adult life. You may have had a number of different and varied jobs. You may have stuck with the same career all the way through. Either way, your working days have been full and your days off have probably been quite busy. And now suddenly you're faced with the prospect of having nothing to do. Well, we're here with some suggestions to help you fill that void. Welcome to Grey Matters. Welcome to Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Now, retirement can be quite daunting, but they actually say that when you're retired, you're often busier than ever. And I think there's a good reason for that. See, my theory is that when you're at work, all your working days filled with your job, and your days off, normally a Saturday and Sunday, is where you cram in everything that you haven't been able to do during the week. All the DIY, the decorating, the gardening, shopping trips, visiting friends, all the things you couldn't do, you cram into the weekend. Now, when you retire, you don't have all that work to do, during the week. You don't have a job. So all that stuff you used to do at the weekend, you spread out across the entire week. Don't think I'll cut the grass today, I'll do it tomorrow. So your week fills up with all the jobs that maybe you don't enjoy, maybe they're hobbies and things that you do enjoy. But it feels like you're busier than ever. You've got no time off. There's always something to do every day. And when people begin to realise you've retired, you will start getting approached probably to join local organisations or committees, get involved in local community events and affairs. I mean, they always say, don't they, that if you want a job done, then find a busy man. Other genders are available, of course. I believe that retirees are divided into two categories. Firstly, those that need or want to work on after they've retired, and those that don't. They prefer to devote their time to their hobbies, sports, pastimes, things that they've been a bit restricted in being able to do because work got in the way. So we're going to look at those two types in turn. I'm going to start with those people who feel that they need to work on after they've retired or just want to work on. Maybe a bit worried that they won't be able to fill their days. And I've got half a dozen suggestions for you. 5 you will never probably have ever considered, and 1 you may well have done. Let us now look at the first option. You could put your knowledge of a particular career or industry to fantastic use by turning to teaching. More and more retirees are becoming teachers, and you could be a supply teacher, you could be a full-time teacher, maybe a one-to-one tutor offering private tuition, or maybe work teaching adults in an adult education college or centre. It's a hugely fulfilling career where you can draw upon your knowledge and expertise and use it to inspire others. As I understand it, there are currently a lot of opportunities for people to turn to teaching on a whole range of subjects, and retraining opportunities are quite easy to find. I mean, you could go to university, you could study maybe on the OU and achieve a qualified teacher status. Or you could perhaps take a school classroom-led route. Now, there's an organisation called Now Teach, and they specialise in retraining older people to become teachers, and particularly for those who don't necessarily have a degree. So I'll leave a link in the description below for you. Option 2. If you were a professional driver, or you're generally calm and confident behind the wheel, how about becoming a driving instructor or a motorcycle instructor? You'll be helping people of all ages to achieve the skills they need. Some people will never have sat behind a steering wheel before. Others may just want to rehone their existing driving skills. You can usually set your own hours. You can join one of the national driving school companies, join a local driving school as an instructor, or set up on your own. But either way, every student you have will be on their own unique journey, and you can help them to achieve their goals and targets on that journey. Also, if you're a bus driver or an HGV driver, why not consider becoming a specialist instructor? Plenty of opportunities out there if you look. Right, option 3. If you're looking for something more part-time and you love animals, then you have a couple of options. You could turn your love of animals into fairly lucrative pastime by pet sitting. And pet sitting often involves dog walking side of it, feeding, looking after them generally while their owners are away or incapacitated or maybe even on holiday. You could even just do the dog walking part and set up as a dog walker, and there's more and more people doing that now. It's great, it's lucrative, it'll bring you some money in and you're your own boss. And something you may not have thought about, and which I nearly did, it really appealed to me. If you live fairly close to a zoo, within commuting distance, you could inquire about becoming a volunteer. There are usually plenty of part-time and volunteer opportunities within zoos. You could be working in any segment of it too. Particularly as a volunteer, you could end up being a host, sort of guiding the public around, giving them advice, pointing them in the right direction. But you could also equally end up with a particular animal, helping the keepers, or doing broad spectrum work like ground maintenance, gardening and that sort of thing, keeping the grounds in order. There's quite a few opportunities, and it's well worth exploring if that idea appeals to you. Well, now that you've left your 9-to-5 job and that relentless grind and that horrible commute, how about becoming a virtual assistant? It's lucrative and you can work from home. A VA is someone who provides administrative support to companies, entrepreneurs, and anyone who needs help with routine tasks. As long as you've got a good internet connection and of course a computer, you can work from anywhere to do this job. If your background is in admin, secretarial, HR, project management, this could really be the job for you. To start networking and meeting clients, the best option is to join websites that support freelancers such as Fiverr and People Per Hour. You can list yourself as a virtual assistant and start applying for jobs. Some people will just need one-off tasks done, some may have long-term projects, and some may need help all the time. I'll leave some links to those two websites in the description, but give it a thought. A chance to earn a really good income from the comfort of your own home. And for option number 5, whether or not you have relevant experience, you could consider becoming a carer. Now, this is a job that could really make a difference to somebody's life. As a live-in or visiting carer, you can help people to live a far more fulfilling and enriching life, and it's very rewarding. There are opportunities in social care, in working for care homes, or even management in care homes if you've got a managerial background. There are opportunities in occupational therapists or bereavement support workers. There's a lot of different opportunities within the care system. And finally, here's one you may well have thought about, and that's working in retail. It's quite famous, isn't it? We see the DIY chain that uses almost exclusively retired people to be their customer service helpers and shelf fillers. But it's good if you like to keep busy and you like the social side of being able to chat to people, then retail work could be really good for you. It's a great way to stay connected to your community and stay physically active. So those are the 6 options for those people who really feel the need that they still want to work, and hopefully there's a few different things there. We'll just give you a little bit of food for thought. Now, how about suggestions for those of you who don't necessarily want to work all the time, but you wouldn't mind doing something to keep yourself occupied? Well, it's pretty obvious really. If you're into a particular sport or a particular hobby, then again you could kind of turn to teaching for that. But there are other opportunities to make money from your hobbies. Do you like gardening? Offer your services out, even if it's just a bit of weeding and cutting grass, out in the fresh air, and earn a little bit of money for your time and trouble. Do you paint? Or draw? Now, you may never have thought that your work could possibly sell, and in fact I know a lot of artists, and I don't know one who's ever thought their paintings or their drawings are good enough to sell. So the way to start, I would suggest, is the way I started, where I just put a painting I'd done up on my Facebook account and said, this is what I've just finished. It sold within 5 minutes. I was gobsmacked. I would never have thought it was good enough. But there's something out there for everybody to buy. And I put all my future paintings up on Facebook and a lot of them sold. That builds your confidence, as does joining an art group and entering any of your paintings or drawings into one of their exhibitions, or finding a local exhibition, open exhibition that you can put your paintings in and just see what happens. Build that confidence. Everybody can draw something that somebody would want to buy. And then we've got decorating. I have an ex-colleague who's making a nice living out of decorating. He enjoys it, used to do it at home a lot, and again it's something that you could put out there. Do a little bit of odd jobbing. It gets you outside or into other people's homes where you can do a nice bit of painting and decorating. You have a nice result at the end of it, and it makes you feel good, boosts your confidence, and increases your happiness levels. And retirement should be about happiness and not worrying about things. If you're just looking to earn a little bit more money but you don't really want a job as such, try and see if you can turn your hobbies and interests into something that will bring you a little bit of money in. If you've got any other suggestions for things you could do after retirement, then please leave comments down below. Let us know what you're doing, if you're doing something different to any of those things I've suggested that you're finding enjoyable and fulfilling. Please do share it with us. We'd like to hear your suggestions. Whatever you choose to do, all of us here at Grey Matters wish you a long, happy and healthy retirement, and that you get a lot of fun, enjoyment and pleasure out of everything you do. Until the next time on Grey Matters, bye for now.